Hi, welcome back. I wanted to respond to a comment that was left on my channel. Ironically, this was a comment to my Star Wars episodes 1 to 3 from scratch. I don't remember what those were. I remember. I was writing about how I would do episodes 1 to 3 if I were in George Lucas's position. Anyway, ironically, I wasn't dressed as Samantha at the time, but this person put, when did you realize you were happier as a female? Well, that's an interesting question, and I wanted to think about it. Um, I, I have mentioned in my previous video about dressing up as Mary Poppins, or at least putting on some coats and going out into the living room. This is way back when I was living in Canada. And I went into the living room, I went to my mom and said, hi, something like, I'm Mary Poppins. So after that, we moved quite a few times, so I can keep track of the time period when, in my mindset, when I was in each house, each dwelling. And I don't remember anything up until somewhere in latter half of the 1980s. I would have been, I was born in the end of 75, so around 85 was when we moved into 2nd Street. And I remember then that that's when I developed this interest, this attraction really to mermaids. And it's funny, I think about mermaids. I want to pin it down to that date, but then again, there were shows, there were TV shows that I enjoyed, like The Invisible Woman. Was a pilot. I didn't know at the time, but to me it was a TV movie. It was a pilot for a TV show where there was a female reporter, and she gets doused so that she's invisible. She's permanently invisible, and there was also, I think, around 1983, I liked Anne Gillian in Jennifer Slept Here. She played kind of a Marilyn Monroe type. She was a ghost haunting her Beverly Hills home, and some new family moves in, and there's a son that is the only one who can see her, and it's a comedy. And I liked that. I liked her. I had some attraction to her, but it was more like her attraction to her. And I mean, it's hard not to have an attraction to Anne Gillian. I like blondes. But there was also an attraction to ghosts. And I was also interested in the supernatural and UFOs and ghosts and UFOs primarily. So I wasn't interested really in mermaids until it seemed around 1985. I had seen an episode of the animated Punky Brewster, and there was one where she has a little imp that puts a spell on her, and accidentally, I was kind of awkward in the cartoon whether she really gets a tail or whether she gets a costume tail that fits over her legs. I think what they were going for was that he accidentally turned her into a real mermaid, but I think I can pin down. Oh, and then there was another one. There was a TV series in 1988. There was a TV movie called Something Is Out There about a police. It's a police show. A cop is paired with a quite attractive woman who from another planet who can read minds, and I thought that was very attractive. And maybe 1986, 87, I remember being attracted to Bewitched, Samantha, and that's why I named myself Samantha. It must have been about that time. I think it was still when we were still on Second Street. Could have been when we moved to Lake Drive. My mom and I. So to put it succinctly, I didn't exactly feel how did the person phrase that? When did you realize you were happier as a female? I don't really consider myself well. I am happy dressing up as a female, and I have fantasized to some extent walking as trading place. If it weren't permanent, I would switch. I admit I would switch. Um, but I'm secure as a man. Um, but there are attractions, and I mean there are attractions to the feeling of being a woman. Um, and it ties in with the supernatural. So to answer the person's question, um, I guess it would be around 1986, which would make sense because I would have been like 10, going on 11, and that's around puberty age. So maybe there's something tied in with that. Um, and then later, 1988, May, around the same week, believe it or not, that Something Is Out There premiered on another channel on ABC. They had a two-part showing of Splash 2, which was a sequel to the 1984 hit Splash, starring Tom Hanks and beautiful Daryl Hannah. So I guess that would be the time. But also, I'll make a footnote to Jennifer Slept Here in 1983, and that was about the same time um, as The Invisible Woman. So I guess it would be 1986. It was definitely through television. When I would watch women like Housewives and so forth in sitcoms, I don't think I had the same attraction that I didn't have the attraction necessarily. It's difficult because now I'm older and I don't want to change the, memory can be faulty, but I didn't, I saw women as soft, and there's a beauty, there's attraction to that. So I guess around age 9, 10, 11, something like that. All right, so that was a fun topic to cover. If you have any questions for me, please post them in the comments, and I'll definitely read them. And perhaps, if you ask a question, I'll definitely answer. All right, toodles. Till next time.